Hello students, welcome to the fourth online lecture for the subject of sociology. In the previous lecture we completed first chapter of our textbook. Today we will start with the second chapter of our textbook, that is contribution of Western and Indian sociologists. Dear students, after becoming familiar with the meaning, usefulness, and nature of sociology, let us now learn about the thinkers who have contributed to the development of sociology. First topic in this chapter that we will study is Introduction to Western Sociologists. Let us first look at the contribution of the Western sociologist Auguste Comte. Born in 1798, died in 1857. Auguste Comte was a French thinker, a famous social philosopher, and the first sociologist. He laid the foundation of sociology and is acclaimed as the father of sociology. He insisted that the science of society, that is sociology, should be treated on par with other sciences. The community of sociologists remains ever grateful to Comte for his pioneering works to make sociology a science. Auguste Comte was born at Montpellier, France on 19th January 1798, a decade after French Revolution. From the very beginning, he exhibited extraordinary mental ability, strong character, and a tendency to go against authority. He was a voracious reader and won many awards. As a youth, Comte was critical of Napoleon's administration and disliked both parental and religious authority. He led an isolated life for a long time due to his personal disappointments and quarrels with others, and also faced economic crisis. Auguste Comte had taken to teaching at École Polytechnique. During this period, he worked on the famous six-volume work running to 4,800 pages known as Positive Philosophy, where he used the term sociology for the first time. This book fetched him a sizable number of admirers even outside France. The theory of the law of three stages constitutes one of the main contributions of Auguste Comte to the field of sociological thought. He analyzed the evolution of human thinking and its various stages. The principle evolved by Auguste Comte in the study of human thinking presumes gradual evolution and development in human thinking and is known as the law of three stages of thinking. He said that just as an individual develops from the stages of a devout believer in childhood to a critical metaphysician in adolescence to a natural philosopher in adulthood, so also human beings and their system of thoughts have evolved in three major stages. In other words, he believed that each field of human knowledge passes through three periods of growth. According to Auguste Comte, the three stages are: number 1, theological stage; number 2, metaphysical stage; number 3, positive or scientific stage. Students, let us now examine the first stage, that is the theological stage, as explained by Auguste Comte. Auguste Comte was of the view that in the first stage, ideas and views were influenced by spiritual and supernatural factors. The primitive people everywhere tend to think in supernatural terms. They believe that all phenomena are produced by the immediate actions of the supernatural beings. For example, they believe that all the natural calamities were the expression of God's anger. Human beings thus had deep faith in God and supernatural beings. Example, drought is caused by the anger of God. The next stage is the metaphysical stage. This is also known as the abstract stage of thinking. This is almost an extension of theological thinking. Rationalism started growing instead of imagination. Human thoughts were guided by abstract and philosophical reasoning, which was not supported by any evidence or proof. Explanations based on faith in supernatural beings were replaced by those based on abstract power. This abstract power was supposed to be guiding and controlling human and natural activities. The mind explained phenomena by referring it to abstract nature like God. It is a religious explanation, that is, God is the ultimate reality. The third stage, that is the positive stage, represents the scientific way of thinking. It is the rational, scientific, positive stage, hence an improved form of thinking. Observation replaces imagination at this stage. All human thoughts during this stage were based on observable facts and logical reasoning supported by evidence. Reason and examination were basic planks of knowledge at this stage. This stage was guided by scientific discoveries of Newton, Galileo, and others. It encourages the application of scientific techniques to the present world. Auguste Comte maintained that human mind has to pass through all these three stages in the same order. Human society therefore evolved in the same way as human mind or human thought passed through these successive stages. The law of three stages is also linked with the hierarchy of the sciences like the human mind. The knowledge or sciences have also developed through stages. In terms of complexity, the subjects emerge from mathematics, astronomy, physics, chemistry, biology, and then sociology. So, according to Auguste Comte, sociology is the most complex science. Let us now proceed to learn about the contribution of Harriet Martineau. Born in 1802, died in 1876. Harriet Martineau was born in England in the year 1802. She was a British social theorist. She is considered to be the first female sociologist by some of the writers. She was a voracious reader from a young age. She had become a political economist at a very young age. She wrote and published her first written work on female education in the year 1821, as an anonymous author. Harriet Martineau won prizes for some of her essays. Her key contribution to the field of sociology was her assertion that when studying society, one must focus on all its aspects, which includes political, religious, and social institutions. In her writings, she brought an early feminist perspective on issues like marriage, children, religious life, and race relations, etc. We all know that Auguste Comte published a book in French titled Cours de philosophie positive in the year 1839. Martineau undertook a translation that was published in two volumes in the year 1853 as The Positive Philosophy of Auguste Comte. This was her significant achievement. She introduced Comte to the English-speaking world. Harriet Martineau was thus a rare example of a successful and popular working women writer of the Victorian era. The next sociologist about whom we shall study is William Du Bois. Born in the year 1868, died in the year 1963. William Du Bois was an American sociologist, historian, and a civil rights activist. He was born in Great Barrington, Massachusetts. He was the most important black protest leader in the United States during the first half of the 20th century. He devoted himself to sociological investigations of blacks in America. His collections of essays, The Souls of Black Folk, is a landmark of African American literature. He received a PhD from Harvard University in the year 1895. He believed that social change could be accomplished through agitation and protest. He encouraged the development of black literature and art and urged that his readers to see beauty in black. William Du Bois believed that blacks should develop a separate group economy of producers and consumers cooperatives as a weapon for fighting economic discrimination and black poverty. After conducting approximately 2,500 in-person interviews of African American households in Philadelphia, William Du Bois published a book titled The Philadelphia Negro. This is a sociological study which intended to study and identify the social problems present in the African American community. This is the first case study of a black community in the United States and one of the earliest examples of sociology as a statistically based social science. Through this study, he identified the sociologically relevant issues of the Philadelphia blacks, thus making it a classic work of all times. William Du Bois also wrote extensively on the exploitation of black workers and the division of workers on the lines of race. Thus, he campaigned for the interest of the blacks during his entire lifetime and died in the year 1963. So we will stop here today. We will continue with the same topic in the next lecture. Thank you.